Today, we're talking with two detailers from Chicago on how they were able to start their business, how they were able to book out their schedule in their first 30 days, and how they're actually able to service those customers while having a very limited schedule in terms of time. So this is a great episode if you're in the early phases and you have to come over some obstacles to actually start your business. And I do want to give a quick message from our sponsor, Jobber. So we've been using Jobber in our business now for the last 4 years to basically run our entire operations. We've been using them to schedule customers on our calendar. And now that we're moving into PPF and vinyl wrapping, we're going to use it even more. We send out appointment reminders. We send out invoices. We keep track of customers' information. Employees clock in and out. Basically, for the last 4 years, we ran our entire business off of Jobber. If you want to get a free 14-day trial plus a special discount, click the link down in the show notes, or if you're watching this on YouTube, click the link down in the description box and give it a try. Let's go ahead and get started with this episode. Welcome back to the Detailing Business Class podcast, where you'll learn proven tactics and strategies on sales, marketing, and operations to grow your business. I'm your host, Oscar Gill, and my goal is to elevate you as a detailer and business owner to the next level. All right, and welcome to a new episode. I have two special guests here that I literally met maybe 10 minutes ago. I have Cristina from, where are you from?
From Chicago, Illinois.
Chicago, Illinois. And then we have
Simon from Chicago.
Simon from Chicago. So this episode, we're going to break down Cristina and Simon's businesses and just kind of see where they are, how they progressed over the last year. And you've been in business for?
I've been in business for about a year and a half, 2 years.
A year and a half, yeah. That's great to hear. Okay, So they might be a little nervous. It's okay. They might be a little jittery. It's all fine. So with Cristina, we'll start off with you, right?
Yeah.
A year and a half ago.
Year and a half ago.
Just break down, what do you do, what's your business, and just how have things been going over the last year?
Yeah, it really all started because I always would try and detail my car because I have a Jeep and I off-road, so I had to learn how to detail, and I really love doing it. And then I kind of just wanted to do family, friends, and after doing that and them giving me like a couple bucks here and there, I was like, okay, I'm just going to post on Facebook groups like around the town and see if anything happens. And just the neighborhood I'm in, for the suburbs in Chicago, it's a really like good area, and people obviously like they were all messaging me, and it happened like really fast, and I ended up getting a little bit big down there, so it was good.
Oh yeah, because you said you weren't expecting it for it to take off that fast, or right? Like it moved a lot faster than what you expected.
Right, yeah, because I was like, okay, maybe I'll get like one person a month, and like that first week I posted, like I was booked for the whole month, and I was like, oh my god.
Okay, great. Amazing. Okay, that's cool. So what did you do? Like where'd you post?
Facebook groups, the town. It's called like a Wheaton neighborhood. It's just Wheaton moms.
But literally just Facebook group in your local area.
Yep.
And that's it. And that got you. What do you think got you booked out for like a month though? Like people knew you, or like the prices were like really low, and it's like, well, you know.
I think I started. It was still low, like for normal compared to like especially what I'm at now, since I was just starting. But I think it's really generally the way I posted it, because a lot of like posts on there for detailing are people that are all doing scams, and how I laid it out, and I had a nice flyer and everything, and I really tried to market it well, and people like trusted me in a way just with that post of how I said it.
Were you already posting before then, or like your first post right there in the new group? And
first post right there, I made sure I put my Facebook, because it was private, but I put it public just so people could be like, okay, this is a real person. And then eventually, like down the line, that's why I started like Instagram and TikTok specifically just for my detailing pages, so people could see that I had customers, reviews, and like know that I'm not just like some random person. Yeah. That. So did it all come in at one time, like a bunch of DMs or messages or whatever? Like was it like you posted and it's like dun, 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 like holy crap, like there's it was through like, because I put my phone number out there too, and through Facebook Messenger, and it was just kind of a lot at first. I was like, this is like kind of hard, like because I'm just like dealing with messages on my phone. I'm trying to market. I'm trying to like actually be outside and do details on top of like having my own actual job and not like the little side hustle I was trying to do.
Yeah, and were you working full time?
Yeah.
So on top of that, so okay,
2 jobs.
Oh, 2 jobs. Like in total hours for the 2 jobs you had, how many hours would you work per week?
With the detailing, I was working 70 hours a week.
70 hours a week, okay. Yeah. Mine is the detailing though. Like let's just your 2 jobs. How many hours were that?
50.
50.
Oh,
Okay,
no,
so
50, 60.
okay, I mean
Yeah.
it's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have to fit the details. So how'd you fit in the detailing then?
It was crazy. Especially in the beginning, I didn't even like really realize it because now I do my details later in the day. But I was like, "Are you available at like 5:30, 6 in the morning?" And they were
Oh,
like,
really?
"Yeah." And I was surprised because I kind of felt bad that like I
Yeah,
was
that
yeah.
early. Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
let them know in advance. I was like, "Your neighbor's like it's a little loud for the vacuum. Like
Oh,
if anything
dang,
says
yeah,
any more,
yeah.
yeah."
Yeah, that's interesting though, because even Angel, because he's full time here, and his details be like he'll get there like at 5, 6 p.m. Like same thing, just reverse. Like he'll be
Right.
out there till 8, 9 p.m.
Yeah.
Because that's just the only time he has to do. So that's cool. It's cool. Like it's because people ask like, well, how do I start if I'm not? It's like, bro, just fit it in wherever. Like I don't know when, where, how, but like, bro, like if you're working 50 hours a week, like
And if like
5:30 in the morning, squeeze it in. Like
right,
yeah.
And if people couldn't do it, I always like tried to save Sundays for the people because Sundays were the only days I had off of, like my actual job. So I'd always like try and save those days for people who couldn't do it weekdays.
Yeah,
And I was
yeah,
like, okay, we'll fit you in Sunday.
Yeah. Okay. All right, we'll get back to you. I have a lot of questions there. All right, so Mr. Simon,
So yeah,
let's break it down. Break it down.
so mine started out. Originally, I had a truck, like a 1993 Ford F-150 is what I had, and then I worked at BMW at the time too, and a dealership. Yeah, I was a parts runner, and I was like really interested by the detailing department and everything. So I was talking to some people like, you know what you should do is clay bar your truck, like learn like the paint, learn everything, and I did it. It took like 8 hours because of how bad the paint was.
Yeah.
It was crazy. But
Just to clay bar it?
yeah,
Like not
well,
polish
no, it was the clay bar took about like 5 hours, and then the polish and everything
okay,
afterwards.
okay,
So I was out there like 10 o'clock at night with like lights all on my driveway.
on your vehicle.
Yeah,
on
on
your
my
personal
vehicle. Yeah, my personal vehicle. And my dad came out and saw it, and he's like, "I think you should start this
Nice.
like
That's
professionally."
good. Yeah.
So I reached out to like a couple of my buddies to do their cars. I was like, "Hey, you mind if I detail your car?" Like kind of like a test, so you guys can see like how it is, like interior, exterior, everything. And I did it, and I've had people say like the wheels look better than how they came from the factory.
Yeah.
The paint looks good and everything. I was like, okay, so obviously now I got word of mouth going out.
Yeah.
And since I had word of mouth going out, I started like the Facebook page and everything, and I had people big in the car community back home on Snapchat. So I would message
Nice.
them. I message them like, hey, any chance? Like I got some good reps and like good referrals. Can you put this out? And they put it out, and I would just be getting details left and right. So mine mostly built up out of like word of mouth before I really hit the social media aspect, because I just have a lot of people close to me in the car community, which helped a lot.
Yeah.
But then once I started posting on social media, like I got my Facebook up and running and everything, they were like, the details just kept like flowing in. And I was like, this is great. And the other good thing was I worked side jobs. Like they were spotty kind of. So I could fit the details in for the whole week on like whenever.
I get you.
It was like really flexible for the customer,
Yeah,
which they loved. But then I started working at a dealership for like a used car luxury dealership for detailing their cars. And once I got the hang around like nicer cars and like nicer paint, obviously because you know different cars have different paint sort of deal. I would advertise like, hey, like a showroom. Like my whole thing was like a showroom look.
Yeah.
Was like what I would post on my Facebook, and that's what like snagged people's attention, because I would do the detail and pull in the showroom, take a picture, and I'm like, well, I did this, so I got every right to post it. So that's what really like hooked people from the start.
So how long did it, like, same thing for you, was like once you started like asking people for referrals or whatever, like they rolled in pretty quickly?
Yeah, they roll in quick. I would ask like my close friends after the detail, I'm like, you guys think it's like a good review? And they would leave like a great review on my Facebook. They would refer me to like family and friends and everything. And so they would just give them the number, and it would just flow in. It was great.
Like it was pretty immediate?
Yeah.
See, that's crazy. Yeah, because like same thing, Angel did the exact same thing, because he's also like, he has his own little group of friends that are into cars. And same thing, he messaged his friends, and then from there, like he just immediately started getting work, which is crazy because like so many people struggle with just like the absolute like beginning of like, how do I get my first 2 customers?
Right.
Yeah,
And then it's
sure.
like, bro, just ask people, like tell your friends, family, coworkers, like it don't matter, just ask someone. And kudos to you that like you guys just like, hey, can I try it out for free? Like let me just detail your car, like just let me do it so I can get more experience.
Right.
Yeah, because that's good, because it's just like, yeah, just immediate action is like that's like the best thing you can do. So what's your because I know you're mostly mobile.
Yes.
Some customers drop it off at your house.
Yeah.
What's your mobile setup? Is it the Wrangler?
Yeah, with the Jeep Wrangler, which, oh my god, the gas.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So tell me the whole setup. Like, do you carry like a water tank, pressure washer, generator?
I use their water and like their outlets
Yeah,
So
okay, that's
that
good.
I don't have to worry about, but I have like rigid air compressor. I have
Oh, wow.
my containers of all the chemicals, towels. All that
On the
stuff.
have you ever ran into an issue where like you weren't at a home location? Or like where you like, well, there's no power or water outlet here. What I do?
See, when it's like that, or if they're like, "Oh man, I did really want to like book with you, but I don't have like an outlet or in an apartment or something," I offer for them to if they
Oh,
want
nice.
to come to my house.
And of those, roughly, like, do some of them take you up on the offer and they'll drop it off at your house?
yeah, yeah,
Is it typically like they're at an apartment or like office location, or and then they're like, yeah, I'll go drop
yeah.
it off.
Actually, like sometimes it's at their work, and like I can't because I don't have the access that I need for that, or like the apartment. And that was actually a nice thing because once like people were starting to ask me if I didn't even ask, but customers were asking me like, "Oh, can you like come to my work?" And when they had water and outlets, like that was like a perfect thing
Yeah,
for me,
yeah,
'cause
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, "Oh my gosh, can you like please let your whole office know?" That
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
here?"
yeah, and it's literally just asking people, and if you're genuine and people like kind of see like a little fire in you or a little passion in you,
Right.
like they'll be like, I want to help this person. Like this person looks like they are actually like trying to get after it. Like yeah, if you just like they'll tell people just out of like kindness of like, yeah, that person really, and obviously you have to do a good job.
Right.
But
Sure.
yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
But it's like yeah, like, if I that's true though. Like if you just then that's cool because that's how word of mouth spreads. So on that one though, do you like how many details do you think you've done at your house versus mobile?
I have done only 4 details at my house, and like
There is-
mobile, I have done. I think I'm at like 270.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah, and on that one, even then, like driveway, like at your house is way better.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Like I told you over there. Yeah, I would say like if I would just start. So it's the same issue with us actually here. So like we now have a shop and a mobile van. So technically, a lot of the services we could do mobile.
Right.
And even on our website on our forum, we say, do you want for some services like do you prefer shop or mobile? So if it's like a full like an interior cleaning or whatever, like for paint correction, smoke odor, and anything else like vinyl or PP, like that has to be done at the shop. But
Right.
interiors, engine, headlights, those could be done mobile. So on the forum, we let them know like if you want to do shop or mobile. But even for us, and like what I've talked with Lex is like we push for shop though. So if someone says, oh hey, like I prefer mobile, it's like, hey, no worries, like our next mobile appointment is 3 weeks from now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you want it done sooner, we have a shop opening this Thursday at 9 a.m. Which one do you prefer? Right? So it's like we can still do mobile and we'll still do mobile. But it's like same thing of like detailing at the house is way better.
Yeah.
Detailing at the shop is way better. So if they want to wait, we can schedule out 3 weeks because our mobile availability is like so much, it's a lot more limited now.
Right.
And that's like you can like if you look back at our calendar on Jobber, it's like you can see the schedules turning from like when we schedule them in a mobile job, it's green, and then when it's a shop job, it's blue. So like you can see like it when we first moved into the shop, everything was like almost green, and a little bit of blue, and then like you'll see like over the months that it turned from like heavy green, little blue, and now it's like mostly blue, a little bit of green. Meaning
Really?
like we've
Just
shifted a lot
gradually?
to shop work, yeah.
Yeah, which
So.
is
Yeah, and I'm saying like you could have that same implementation into even with you, like, hey, like yeah, like my next mobile opening is next Friday at 1 p.m. But
yeah.
coincidentally, we have tomorrow open at my house if you want.
Right.
Yeah, sure.
That's and do you have to be actually booked out? Like you can still finesse it. Like
Oh yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like if yes, I don't think like you actually have to be booked out, but it's like if that's just how you kind of play the game.
Yeah.
Right.
But like for us, like we have limited our mobile schedule. Not so much that the mobile van's booked out, but like let's say like now like we only want to go mobile 3 times out of the week. Like that's what we're doing.
Right.
So if this week could we add more mobile jobs? Like yes, but like we only want to do 3 a week now. So like based on our own internal availability, the next opening is not till 3 weeks from now.
Right, because
Right.
it's a lot different, and every time that's why, even though it's only been a couple times that I've done it at my house, every time I'm like, this is so much better. Why don't I?
Yeah,
do it?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All across the board, it's just
Yeah.
like there's nothing.
It's hot outside, like your equipment in and out of your vehicle.
Yeah.
It's everything dirty, and then also the time driving there. I mean,
Yeah, there's nothing that can come close. The only thing, well, so the plus side to the mobile is that one, you're not paying for a shop. Well,
yeah,
until you get a shop, but like like the cost difference, like between a shop and a house, obviously the cost, and then two, you could just start right away with mobile. But I'd say aside from that, the only other good thing that I like about mobile that I miss is that like being at the shop, it's like it gets kind of boring. Like it's the same thing every single time. You're just in these
Yeah,
walls. Nothing,
sure.
you don't feel the weather. You don't go outside. You don't. So like I just enjoy like I always enjoy like just driving around and like seeing not even new places, just a different environment. After a while it's like it gets a little monotonous, like just same place, same time, good weather, bad weather. We're just here indoors sweating, like so that's probably the only downside that I miss to mobile detailing.
Right.
So Simon, what's your setup?
So it's actually a 2014 Infiniti Q60. So it's a G37 basically. So it's a coupe I work out of. So
okay.
it's hard, but it's got a lot of trunk space though. I'm not gonna lie, I'm able to fit everything back there.
And then for you, I guess you definitely don't carry no water, or do you?
No,
just the chemicals itself.
Yeah, well, I mean that's where I kind of get them. I'm like, you guys have like an outlet or anything or like water I can use? I'm like, or we can do it at my house.
Nice, yeah.
Or I have the air compressor at my house too. If you guys want more thorough detail on the interior, and usually that's what we'll get them. They come to my house, and also the comfort and the workspace I have laid out at in the garage is a lot better than just working outside.
Yeah. Do you have do customers wait when they drop it off?
No, they'll just drop it off and someone pick them up.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I'll shoot you like a call when I'm like 30 minutes away from being done.
Yeah, same thing. Even with Angel, I think maybe a handful of times, not even a handful, like a few times they actually wait, which is a little awkward. Like if they come to your house, if they come to your house and you're like, should you go inside? You just wait outside?
Yeah, right.
What do you? So that's a little like downside. What Angel does is like if they live close enough, it's like I could just drop you back off at your house, right? Because you'd rather do like a 15-minute drive and not have that awkwardness of them like waiting there. Right.
Sure.
So yeah, but it is a little awkward when you just give them a chair and you're like, all right, well, just wait there. Then like, give me a few hours. I'm gonna knock it out here shortly.
Exactly.
So if you do you have a? Well, I'll start with you, Simon. What are your plans over the next like what's your next step in your? Like, is it like a long-term thing you're trying to do, or like just a stepping stone till you become the biggest influencer in the fitness industry, or what's the
kind of like that? I mean, it started out small. Like I wasn't expecting it to take off as good as it did from the start, and it took off very well, like within the spreading neighborhoods around me. So I was like, you know what? I'll make it like a name for like the local community type deal, like the local detailer. But it is hard because I got Chicago Pro Detailing up the street from me.
Oh, really?
So yeah, they're
but it's also cool because like you would think like a lot of people are like, well, how do I compete against these big players? And don't get me wrong, like obviously they're well known in Chicago, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah.
But it's like you're still getting customers though, and like and there's still plenty of people like they don't know who I am in like if like there's a bunch of people that are in the detailing space that have never heard of Detail Groove, right? It's the same like there's so many options, like you just. Yeah, it's like it's almost an unlimited amount of untapped potential, Oh,
100%.
What did I just ask? I already forgot what did I just ask?
If it was like the stepping stone or whatever,
right,
like where I'm going with the brand.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, well, yeah. So what's your stepping stone?
So yeah, it's just like I just want to like build it up in the meantime. Basically, it's what I'm just trying to do, and then build a brand and build a name for just a community type deal.
Are you? Would you say you're passionate about detailing?
Oh yeah, I take it in. Like ever since I started with my truck, and especially on other people's cars and everything, like you can see, like I've had people say, like I can really tell, like this is something like you take a lot of practice into, a lot of passion into, and a lot of time. Devote your time to like do stuff like this, and like I appreciate it. I tell them like to bring it up in reviews if they want to leave one, because that just shows other people that like, oh, he's not just doing it for money. Like he's doing it because he cares about the customer's car and everything like that.
So do you think you would like 5 years? You think you'll still be detailing?
I think so.
Oh yeah, okay. So it's a long term thing.
Yeah,
because 5 years is pretty long term.
Yeah, like within 5 years is pretty good. Like I think I could see me doing it still.
Yeah. Do you think you would like coexist it with like your whole trying to like doing the whole fitness influencer thing as well?
I think I could handle it.
Yeah, like
personally.
I said, like there's so like, like because I interject a little bit of fitness in Detail Groove as far as like my stories, a little bit of YouTube and stuff.
Yeah, sure.
But it's not like I'm not gonna release like a pre-workout or anything like that. Just obviously. Yeah. But what I'm saying is like maybe you're the one that that somehow fuses detailing to fitness into whatever even if it's just like a merch brand that's like. I don't know, but you get the point. Like you never know how those two will meet. Like exactly. You just don't know, right? Like you just do both independently as long as you can, and then at some point you're like, oh, and then you finally make the connection. You're like, oh, I got it now. I know my little, because it could also be like, like, are you gonna be like a personal trainer or just strictly like your own, like fitness influencer persona kind of thing?
I've been leaning towards personal trainer, but first I want to like work on myself, get to know everything before like I hop into the industry like right away. Like the same thing with detailing almost. Like do it on my own and then get used to it, get used to like I don't know, the crowd and everything, and then be like, all right, now I know what to do.
Yeah, for sure. I would just say like you never know, and maybe they never cross paths, and you just have two separate, which is like totally fine.
Sure.
But like you just never know. Yeah, so that'd be cool to see. Just to.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, you never know. Like if you build a big enough audience, like. Yeah, there's just so many things that are running through my head. Like, no, there might something. Yeah, there might be something there.
Well, now you got me thinking about it. Like how we can.
I would definitely focus on both. Yeah, as long as it, obviously, like if your fitness one takes off, and it makes so much more sense to like
pursue that.
Yeah, it's like you have to cut the, because obviously even with a lot of things that we do here, like every time if we're adding PPF and vinyl, and then we're adding content channels to those services, it's like, well, I have to pull away from something else because I can't like split my attention across everything. Yeah, so like if you see one is doing so much better, it's like, well, it just at some point it just makes sense to like just focus on something entirely. But that's cool. That's just keep an open mind.
Yeah,
is what I would say. Just you never know what will click together.
Sure, exactly.
So Cristina, what is your you've been at it for a year and a half. Over the next 3-5 years, what are your goals?
So my goals, I really wanted to take it seriously, and I almost like second guessed the career that I'm getting into because I'm getting into law enforcement.
Nice. Like, where are you at with that?
I actually just became an officer.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, congrats on that one for
Thank
Chicago.
For suburb Chicago.
Yeah. Oh, that's a difference?
Yeah. Like it's not in the city. Bournemouth, small little town.
Oh, okay. Got you.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, wow. Congratulations on that. Fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Oh, but you're already now second guessing, like, do I want to do that or...
Right. I had thought about it, but I was like, you know what? I'm still going to go after, like, because being a cop has been my dream forever. And I was like, I'm going to do that. And actually, I got an offer to detail their squad cars there, which is super cool. Yeah. So I know, like, with their... And I picked... Because I had multiple departments I could have picked from, which was super nice. But I picked those one specifically because it's basically like a week on, week off type of deal because it's 12-hour shifts.
Oh, okay,
so
got you.
Yeah, they're already telling me like people here like now have their own like lawn care business or like side hustles.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so
with that type of schedule, it lends to it like you have quote unquote more free time.
Right. Obviously, you're gonna be super busy either way. And it's gonna be hard at first, especially getting used to. But I think so. I want to do that still and like still do it as like a side thing, but eventually stop everything and just completely detail.
Yeah. You kind of feel like, because it's almost the same thing as like when students go to school for law, nursing, whatever, and then they want to switch last minute, but it's like, well, I've already done 3-4 years in school. I already paid for all this tuition. Like, I can't change now because I'm too deep. You kind of have that same kind of like mentality of like, well, this is what, like, did you almost like second question yourself of like, but I've always wanted to do these police work, right? Like, did you kind of second guess yourself a little bit?
It wasn't really that. I think I know I genuinely really want to do it even still. Like, okay. I'm going to love it. Like, and like, I can't let that go. I just like to help people. And like on ride-alongs that I have been on, even like now the experience I've gotten from it, I love the job.
Okay. Yeah. And again, even with you, like I would just say like keep an open mind because like there's no set rule to anything. Like, could you have both? Probably. Yeah. Like if you really wanted to, like if you set up the business part correctly, like you could 100% have both. Eventually, like kind of like what we were saying. Like at some point, it's like one or the other party makes sense for you, like for just like your peace of mind, of what you're doing. But so like eventually, do you want to move into a shop or like what is the
eventually, and like I think my goal is like 5 years. I want to move down to Tampa or to North Carolina. Start mobile detailing there or even at the house just to like get well known in that area. And then hopefully eventually open up a shop.
And move down there just because you want to move down there?
Yeah, I love Chicago, but I can't stay down there forever.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not the place I want to live.
Oh, really?
I need a beach. I love hiking.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have none of that.
Florida doesn't have hiking.
Oh, yeah, no, they don't. Oh. Yeah, so with that, when do you, like years-wise, do you have like a very vague timeline on like, maybe like in 3 years I'd want to move down?
When I'm 24, 25, I'm going to move down. And I'm 21 right now.
So 34 years now. Okay. Yeah, so with something like that, like because I get people that ask me that too, like, hey, I'm moving down to, whatever state from where I am right now. And it's like, like if I were to move to Chicago, right? If I was going to go over there and live over there, like a year before, I would start marketing already.
Really? Yeah.
Before I even get there. Yeah. Because it doesn't matter if you start getting customers. Like, I'd rather get the customers and not be able to do anything with them versus I get there and then I'm like, time to get customers. So I would like a year in advance. Or whatever timeline you have. Like if it's 6 months in advance, I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna start getting customers. I just want my phone to start ringing from people from Chicago. Because like why wait? Yeah. Right. Because the same thing with the PPF and vinyl. When before we even ordered like our first film for vinyl, I was like, all right, I'm gonna create the page on our website. Like I'm gonna start because like if we're gonna do it, eventually we're gonna offer the service. Right. And like I don't want to wait until we have everything ready to start marketing it. I'm gonna just do it that now. That way, when we are fully ready, we're already that much further advanced.
Right. No, I think that's such a great mindset
in the marketing side.
Like, good advice because, like, I always that was always a concern because I know I'm going to move down eventually, and I'm like, oh well, I got lucky or whatever here, and it's a little bit scary, like switching everything and losing.
No, yeah, and it is because it's like it's just a local business, so you're only known. It only goes to as far as Chicago goes, right? Like your little area. So like if you are moving. Yeah, especially like that far. That's a whole. Yeah, it's like.
But see, that's why like, and it's super encouraging to like get on social media because it's like, and everyone from Florida, I make sure to follow them back.
Oh yeah.
Yes, because I don't
true.
know where I'm gonna end up, but like because it just you get people from everywhere. It's not just Chicago.
Yeah, even that. Yeah, like if you start building relationships, and relationships as far as like you just send them a DM saying, hey, like great work, like I might move down in 3 years, 4 years.
Right.
But you never know, like when that time comes and you're like, hey, I finally moved down. They're like, they might help you out in some way that you like. You know, they're too booked out. Like, oh, hey, like there's this good detailer. I could recommend you the work. You never know, but like, yeah, that's super proactive as well. Of like, you're already like planting those little seeds of like, I'm coming over there, guys. Like, what's up? Like, well, eventually, like, I'm gonna be over there. Right. So that's good. Sure. Yeah. So that's you're moving out of Chicago too. Like that. Like that's the plan.
Well, yeah, it's the plan eventually. Yeah.
Oh, anywhere specific?
I'm in Texas actually.
Texas?
Yeah.
Oh man, primarily for the fitness influencer stuff. Yeah, dude. So many people are moving down. Are you gonna live, or the plans are to be by Alpha Land?
I don't know if that could be like my main gym because
it's crazy. It's crazy.
There's so much there. Yeah, I don't know if it could be my main gym. I mean, definitely for content. Yeah, it'd be cool. Like to go once in a while, but everyday type deal. I feel like I'm gonna get burnt out.
Much. Yeah, it's too much. That's way too much. Yeah, and plus Stafford, that's a little. How old are you?
I'm 20.
You're 20. Okay, yeah. So that's like 30 minutes away from the city, which isn't. I mean, I don't know how big Chicago is and the drivings are, but yeah, that's and it's crazy because I don't know if Stafford, Texas, like where Alpha Land is at. There's nothing there.
Really?
No, I looked on the map and
there's nothing There's nothing there. It's the only reason, like, it's crazy, like, when people say you put Chicago on the map, he put Stafford. There's nothing else to do in Stafford. Yeah. Like nothing else.
No, I looked on the map when we got there, and there's just industrial parks. That's all it is. That's all it is. And the highway, and that's it. I was like,
I mean, there might be a few restaurants here and there, but like,
that's the one thing
you literally go there just for that.
Yeah.
Right.
Like if you want,
people will travel like literally from everywhere. They like travel specifically for Alpha.
Yeah. So like, if you want to do bars, restaurant, I mean, that's really all there is here in Houston. There's not much after that. Like, there's like the museum, but that's a one-time thing. And there's parks and stuff. But yeah, if you do that, it's like that's not in Stafford. You move, you go there for the gym, and then you leave. Yeah, so that's crazy. We're wrapping. Did you have any other questions? Any questions that you wanted to dive in on at all?
Yeah, actually, so like when you first started everything, like was your plan a shop to have, or like how did you start? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So for me, there wasn't like a real plan until maybe like 5 years into it, to where I was like, oh, okay, I think I have a better idea of what, like, obviously I knew that I wanted my own business. I know that I wanted my own whatever, like that, like pretty baseline information. Right. But as far as telling you, I know I want a shop, I know I want a podcast room, I know I want to offer these services, I know I want to launch products, I know that, like that, no, not at all. Like it was literally like kind of what I told Simon of like, at some point something just clicked and you're like, oh, okay, I could put these two things together.
Right.
Sure. So like, because I started the YouTube channel back in 2015. Just because like from 2011 to 2014, like my business, that's why like when I hear your stories, I'm like, dude, like y'all got like, it took me like 4 years to get to like where like you guys did like in 1 month, you know?
Yeah.
So it was just like jumping from job to job, getting jobs here, like nothing consistent whatsoever. And it wasn't until I'm sure you heard the story, like 2015 when like I started actually marketing my services with SEO, whatever. And then like the schedule blew up and I got customers and I was booked out like 2 weeks, a month in advance. And, like everything was, was happily ever after that. But right when that happened, like once like I saw like, wow, my schedule booked out now, I just felt like so like dumb and like embarrassed because it's like I literally waited 4 years to do this. Like all I had to do was like SEO, whatever. And I was like, wow, like all the problem I had with like money and customers, like it's gone now. Like there's 10 emails today. There's 17 calls today. Like that's insane. So I started the YouTube channel in 2015 to just like share my findings, right, with the world. But it wasn't until like 2 years later that I was like, oh, I could like put this together and like this kind of makes sense. So like the first 2 years, I didn't really share that much detailed content. Obviously now it's like, of course, share detailed content.
Right.
Sure.
But at the time, it was just like any content business related that I could. And same thing with the Instagram, TikTok. Like even with that, like you'll see the progression of like there's a general idea of like, okay, yeah, I want to do content. But then like within the content, it's like, well, what content works? Which one makes sense? Which one is helpful? Which one is so it's like you have like a very baseline idea of like what you want to do, and after that, you're literally just figuring it out on the way out. So like I might say like we want to offer vinyl and PPF services, and then we want to start creating vinyl specific content. Like we created a new channel called Rap Circuit that will eventually start posting just rap content on there. Right. But could I tell you the exact content format that it's going to be? Can I tell you the frequency that we're going to post? Can I tell you how long the videos are going to be? Can I tell you? Like, I can't. Right. I have a general baseline of like, there's something there. Just start kind of moving things around and hopefully it falls in place. Yeah. And that's literally how it's been in every way. Like I can like vividly think back 2 years ago. And then like if like 2 years ago, Oscar would be sitting right there, I'd be like, bro, like, I don't even know who you are. Like you're someone that I've never met in my life. It just, but that's like month by month. It's like things change. You learn new things. Things start to click together, and you're like, oh, okay, like whatever. So yeah, no hard plan at all. And it's like if you think back at it, like now I could tell you like over the next 4 months, we kind of have an idea of like for instance, our lease is up in 8 months, I think. So like with that, like I have like a pretty okay plan of like what we're gonna do as far as like when I need to find the shop, and then like what we need for the shop, the space that we need. But even with all that, it's like it's still just a very like vague timeline of like because I would like to say hey like at 4 month mark, we'd have the next shop located. Right. It might come down to the last month of like we need a shop now. I need to make a decision somewhere, or it might be like yeah, that's literally the same thing. Like, there is nothing planned.
And that's a good thing too. Like, you just have to like go. Everything happens for a reason. Everything's gonna fall into place.
And literally with everything, like if we damage a customer's car, it's like, well, I know we have to fix it. I know we're gonna tell the customer what everything in between looks like. I actually don't know. Like we're gonna have to talk to the customer, let them know whatever.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. We were like, it was like, because one time I had used an air compressor and I blew out like the air vent, and I just felt so bad and I didn't know what to do, and I got like scared. I was like, oh my god, like, and it was like so discouraging.
Like the actual air, what did you break?
The air vents, like
the little plastic pieces. Okay.
It like went everywhere and you
couldn't. Okay.
But, yeah, and stuff happens and you just gotta learn from it.
What did you do? Like, what was the outcome?
I actually got lucky. That one was when I wasn't mobile detailing with my business. It was at a detail shop that I work for.
So it was like it's their problem.
Yeah. At the same time, I was like, what if I was on my own right now?
Yeah. But what was the remedy to that? Like, what did the shop do?
Actually, the shop, they have 2 workers there, and they pretty much know how to work on cars. They fixed it somehow.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for us, like we've done that too. Like I've broken on the vent, like that little thing that you're able to move up and down. Yeah. Like with that one, we just ordered the part. Another one it was on a Corolla. I put my hand to try to hold myself up. I crushed the thing, and we just have to cut. Like we don't even ask or tell them. We just say, hey, I broke this. I ordered you another part. It's gonna come here on Friday. Swing by our shop and we'll reinstall it. Like it's not even you dictate the entire thing, because obviously like if you bring on a problem to someone, it's like you also become the solution, because then it's like, hey, we broke it. What do you want to do? It's like, well, fucking fix it, like what do you want me to do? So just the whole timeline, just like taking initiative and because the thing we always say here, it sounds a little funny, but like it does dictate how we make decisions is a hassle-free experience. So if we do break something, it's like, okay, we fucked up. what can we do now to make sure that we minimize their madness, aggravation, whatever, to the minimal.
Sure.
You know, so like the other day we had a Lexus in for a smoke odor. It was $600, and then we moved the vehicle a little too forward in the shop, and it hit the pressure washer rail, and it left like a little incy-wincy little dent, and the paint chipped off of it. Now, like 100%, there's already like paint chips on the front bumper, so it's like, bro, like if we tell her like there's already a lot of chips on there, right?
Right.
Sure.
But obviously it's like, integrity. So like, I was like, no, we have to tell the customer. So when she got here, she was happy with the smoke odor. And then we told her, look, we damaged this little section here. We're going to order paint touch up from the dealership. And then we said and just to sweeten it, just in case she got mad. So like, and one thing we do is like, and this doesn't happen often. So it's not like we're always just damaging people's cars, but we always have different layers. Like we always, the pocket is deep when it comes to like trying to make them happy. So like we'll like, let's say like there was 3 things we had in our pocket just in case we have to keep on sweetening the deal. It was going to be obviously the paint touch up, and then we're going to give her a free PPF on the hood, and then we were going to do a free wash. Like so it's like if she was still mad after the paint touch up, it's all right, go down to the next level, let's offer PPF now.
Yeah.
And if she's still mad after that, go down to the next level, then offer her a wash too. So like we're prepared to like to see but because we want to get PPF, we're getting the optical film from Cars Up. It's coming in on August 1st. So because we need panels to work on, we actually did offer her like, hey, if you want to come back we'll touch up the spot, and then we'll also give you a free PPF on your hood. Right. But anytime that happens, we're already like, all right, how deep do we have to go to kind of minimize the and like a lot of times it's like we'll just lower the price. Right. Well, like because at that point it's not even like, oh well, we're trying to. It's like just we don't want to get them mad, like because it's not fair, it's not cool, like whatever, like however deep we have to go, like just give them everything. Right. Because it sounds scary like to damage a vehicle. But the like we've chipped off paint off an Audi A7, we've cracked the center console, we've broken a seatbelt, we've and it's like if you talk to the customer, I mean it's also very dependent on the type of customers you have. If honestly, you just have some
the time, everyone's really chill. With
they're
understanding.
That's the biggest thing, because if you have like not to be mean or anything, but like more cheaper customers that kind of want everything for whatever, they'll get at you like pretty nasty. But those that kind of value whatever you just talk to them. No, it's okay. Like even with her, like we gave her the whole spiel, and she was like, I wouldn't even notice that. And we were like, okay, cool, like great, like fantastic, like we're still gonna do everything, but it's like fantastic, like. And
then at that point you're gaining so much like trust from your customer, because it's
100%.
You told her, and
100%. Like I don't think we've ever tried to hide anything, because like I've been to shops where like I've seen it physically, like firsthand, where like they damage a vehicle, and I'm like, and then I'm like, what are you gonna do? Like, no, just like try to cover, like, but this ain't me, dog. Like,
no,
this is your operation. This ain't me. Like, whatever you want, bro. Like this.
See, I've actually worked at a shop like that. I'm not gonna drop the name of the shop, but I've worked at a shop like that before. It was like that luxury car shop I used to work at, and we were just talking about this actually. So I asked about their insurance policy. I'm like, I read through it because I'm handling these cars, like Bentleys and Mercedes, all this. He's like, oh, I just took $1,000 out of your check, and I was like, what's the policy? He's like, I don't have to share it with you. I was like, no, I kind of got to know what the policy is. And there was one time, like I guess, like the last detailer, like I relieved him from the shift. He left the speed up, and I burnt the tail light. Like I burnt the plastic on the tail light. And I was like, oh. And he came out and he just like tried to cover it up and throw it in a showroom. And I was like, that's all you do? I was like, how about like we backtrack really quick? Like we got a shop right there. Yeah. We just ordered a tail light because this is no one's car right now. It just came in from like the auction, like make it look nice. And he was like, no. And I was like, oh, like I don't know if I want to work here anymore, because $1,000 on my paycheck for something so minuscule, like it could be a dent, and it could be like $500, and he's pocketing the rest of the money.
That's crazy. Yeah. So whether it's like the Lexus that we damaged, like Angel kind of hit it, but it's like it doesn't even matter. Like no one here is like has that intent of like I'm trying to damage. Like no one's trying to something.
Stuff just happens.
Yeah, so it's like, bro, like what's the solution here? Like just don't even like. So like as soon as something ever happens, I'm like, hey, like anything broke, I'm like, what are we gonna do? Like I don't even care what it is. Like
the ladder could have fell in the vehicle. Like, I don't even have to go look at it. Like, what are we gonna do? They just tell me what we're gonna do. What is the solution here? Like, I can't go fix it now. Like, just tell me what's the next steps now.
Right.
So that whole damaging thing, and obviously, like, the only thing we have to pay out of, like, insurance wouldn't even cover it. Like, that's all out of pocket. Like, what's the most, like, even a Porsche Cayman that we had, great customer of ours. He had said he wasn't accusing us of breaking it, but he just said, hey, like, there's a crack on my B pillar. And we checked the footage and everything. We're like, no, like, we know, like, 100% we know we didn't break it. We didn't crack it.
Right.
But he's a good customer, cool guy. So we still, like, we just purchased the item and sent it to him. We told him, like, we didn't break it. but we're like, hey, like, you just bought the vehicle. We totally get it. We ordered the part and just sent it to him. So stuff like that, just, like, obviously, like, he spent, like, a couple $1,000s. So it's like the little $30 we spent was, like, nothing.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, things like that, breaking stuff, obviously don't break stuff. Like, yeah, that's...
don't mean to do it.
Don't, but if it happens, things happen, is like, you know...
I just think it's like the bounce back from it. Like,
yeah,
like what you said, like what you can do. Like, you can't do anything about it right now, but like, get your options ready.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, to the lowest possible thing.
And 100% that does build more rapport with the customer, because it's like, because it could easily go, because like they've had issues in the customer with other businesses have had issues like, oh, well, they whatever, right? And they already have like a preconceived notion of like, okay, here's a bad business. Okay, now, like, I have to turn up and like be that person. But then when you respond with like, oh, I'm so sorry, I'll be out there tomorrow 9 a.m. to fix it, and I'll whatever, they're like, oh, like, I've actually never had someone handle it like this. Like, this is actually like, you guys are way better because you took care of it so quickly. So yeah, it's like, that's such an easy way to like get more confidence with the customer. Oh, this person is actually different. Like, I'm gonna go leave a review. Like, you're really cool, you know. So that helps. Did you want to cover anything else? You guys are good?
One more question.
No, go for it.
Eventually, if I end up opening a shop, what's your kind of biggest advice?
Oh, so biggest one for sure, like flat out, is the fear part.
Really?
So like a lot of things that you do when it comes to money, it's like you're scared to do something because like, well, what if I don't make enough money? What if like last month was so good, but is that gonna keep on continuing?
Right.
Can
Exactly.
I make more than what I made this month? And the fear will limit you a lot in terms of what you do, and not just a shop, but like you want to get a van, you want to get that better pressure washer, you want to get whatever. It's like, but will I make rent? Will I whatever? So fear plays a big role. So with that one, it's like, and this is just like a very like, and it's based on like what you want to achieve, obviously, right? But it's like like with the shop, it's like you have to go in with like complete confidence.
Okay.
That it's gonna work out.
Okay.
Because with the unit 104 that we have over there, that's the reason why I got that one was out of fear. Like, I didn't want to get a bigger shop because I'm like, no, what if we don't make it? What if yesterday was the last detail we ever have and I don't make any more money, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
So, and 8 months into that shop, I was like, shit, it's too small now. Like, this is too small. Like, this is too small now. Like going into a shop, and even talking to Juan from Sweets already. I don't know if you've seen him. But he's moving into a shop as well. He's like, he called me Groove. Like, Groove, I'm super nervous. Like, what I do? Like, should I get a small one, big one? And like, I can see the exact same thing in him. Like, I know you're scared. You're scared to make this commitment to this contract for because if you look at it on numbers, if you're paying $2,000 a month for 24 months, that's almost $50,000. Is like, do you want to throw $50,000 into just a shop?
And see, that's why like. Because I know I'm going to be doing detailing like for a while and I want to, but like when I look at my goals and write down my plans for detailing, I hesitate putting like I want to open up a shop because I'm like, do I just stick with mobile detailing? Because I know it's like,
so that's actually a deeper thing that pause that I would talk to you about, is that like, that's just like, I would always allow yourself to just think big.
Right.
Because at that point, like if you're on a paper and you're by yourself in the morning drinking your coffee and you're here and you're like, well, should I put a shop? It's like, put the shop. Like, why not? Like, who in this room is telling me that you can't have the shop? You know, so I would say first part is like, if you want that big shop, like, but write down a 10,000 square foot shop. It's a piece of paper and words. You know what I'm saying? Like, first and foremost, like, have confidence in yourself just to write it down on a piece of paper. Right. Before you can go and spend the $2,000 a month to even get the shop. You know.
Yeah.
Sure. So that's first and foremost. Like, just like that's also a big thing that I would have told my younger self is like, dude, just dream bigger. Right. Whatever it is, just think bigger. Like, who says you can't, right? And again, it's out of fear. Like, you're scared to like, well, I want to publicly say that by, December, I'll be making $10,000 a month. and you're scared. Well, what if I don't? And I posted and people are gonna look at me. And what if I didn't? It's just, it's like you just have to have like supreme confidence, even if you don't hit the goal, like, but still have confidence in yourself to like set those goals for you.
Right.
Because trust me, everyone else around you, they're not setting those goals. You know what I'm saying? Like anyone can critique and troll or whatever. But it's like, bro, I'm out there doing it. Like,
exactly.
I'm out there trying to get after it.
Yeah.
So first, write it on the piece of paper that you want to shop. But two, so two things, like, don't be scared to dream bigger.
Okay. Like
first, like even if you like, what's your goal with your fitness?
Well, just to get like a good following and a good basis first, like that. Like I just started not in May, so I'm starting to get like a good basis and a good following, and then like obviously like I was scared to do a YouTube channel, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna post reels, and then like after the Outland content from the last couple of days, I'm gonna post a YouTube video now about it and everything, and it's like, look, like no one, like someone with like 1 million subscribers isn't gonna deck you for posting your first video. If anything, they'd be like, do it. Yeah. Like my dad's always told me, like no matter like how bad it seems at the start, like look how much it's gonna help you for like a shop. Like look how much more revenue and customers it's gonna bring in compared to not opening one up. Yeah,
shout out to your dad for being so supportive. Yeah, that's a good one. But even with that, like if I would be like, I want 10,000 followers by the end of the year. Like I would just do that. Like like just like say 100,000. It doesn't matter, right? Like just say something. Just like don't be scared to just think for yourself. Like internally, like that's one thing. Yeah, just think like
100%.
You could. Dad, one day I want to have 1 million followers. All right, that's perfect. Like, who says you can't?
Mm-hmm.
Like, who says in 6 months you won't hit those numbers, right? Like, what if you are the next?
You don't know if you don't.
Yeah,
try.
like
exactly.
You don't know. Like, you are the next Sebum. Like, you are the next. Like, like you don't know that.
Right.
Yeah.
So fear. That'd be the biggest one. It's fear.
No, I really
100%. Like, that's even so. Like now moving forward, like I know the fear's gonna come. Like if we're gonna get a bigger shop, it's like, oh damn, like 8,000 a month for rent. But now it's like, no, I'm gonna see it through. Like.
Right.
Yeah.
What else is there? Like, if I want to keep on pushing forward, like it's the fear is gonna be there, and that's like literally like when I purchased my first A7 III, which was $2,000 plus the lens, which is another 14. I was like $3,400 for a camera. Yeah. Like what the heck? Like that's like like what the hell? That's a lot of money. But you make the purchase, you make it work, you put the reps in, you're like, oh okay, like that actually worked out a lot.
Right.
Sure.
The most expensive laptop that I got was $3,000, and I was like $3,000 for a laptop. Like what the hell?
That's crazy.
But you buy it, you put it to work, you're like, oh, that it actually like it was a perfect thing to purchase this laptop because it was the workhorse that I needed to be. Say at the shop, like I wanted to go with the most minimal, like bare minimum, like no, just like something super easy. And 8 months, I'm like, damn, this was too small. Like we should have started with this size shop first. That would have made a lot more sense.
Right.
Sure.
So that's my advice.
No, I love that. Thank you.
Yeah,
that's very appreciated.
Yeah.
Anything else? You guys are good? Questions?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm all right.
All right. I'll post your socials actually down in the description / the show notes.
Yeah.
I'll get them from you later. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you.
For sure,
it means a lot.
An honor.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
It's
yeah, great conversation. So I'll follow up with you like 6 months to a year. Be like, where you at? How are things going?
I'm ready for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, say less. Sounds good to me. Yeah.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.
See you guys.